5 tips to accelerated progress in the gym. Now, if you're watching this video, this type of content, it's clear that you obviously want to better yourself, better your life, and better your physique. And if you do, make sure you subscribe because we hit videos like this every single week. Now, these 5 tips that's going to help you accelerate your progress in the gym are what I call non-negotiables. Things if you want to double your progress in the gym, you must be doing. Okay, so we're going to dive right in with number 1, which is going to be time under tension. Especially if you're an inexperienced lifter, you might have previous injuries or niggles. Time under tension is going to give you a good opportunity to focus on form and exercise execution. All right, so what time under tension is just effectively the time that your muscle is under tension throughout a said repetition and exercise. Okay, so let's say we're taking a squat, for instance. You're going to see a lot of people just bounce away up and down, getting no contraction with the muscle. However, if you slow this movement down, let's say, for instance, you follow maybe a 3 seconds on the way down, a 1 to 2 second isometric, so the hold, and then maybe a second or 2 on the way up. You're slowly moving down. You're having longer time under tension than if you're just bouncing your way down and bouncing your way up. Now, obviously with this, we don't want to neglect load. So we don't want to kind of go so slow on the movement that we have to go super light, because having the sensible load and going almost as heavy as you can is super important. But just making sure we're slowing it down and having good form and therefore good contraction on the muscle is going to help increase the progress that we're making in the gym. Okay, number 2 is going to be making sure that we're training each muscle group minimum twice per week, as opposed to a typical bro split, which might be once per week. Now, this is obviously, assuming that you don't have no specific muscle groups you want to work towards. This is obviously generic, right? So if you just want to, build tissue all over your body and you don't have no specific kind of focus points, then I would recommend training twice per week as opposed to 1 on each muscle group. Okay, I'm going to tell you just the why. Every time we grow, we obviously give the muscle an opportunity to grow, right? Every time we train, we give the muscle an opportunity to grow. If we're training each muscle group once per week, we're giving the body 52 opportunities across the year to grow. Twice per week, 104. Now, this is obviously considering that you're doing sufficient amount of reps and sets on each muscle group. Because if you're just going, you might go, I'll train 5 days a week, I'll just do full body, hit them 5 times a week. That's 5 opportunities to grow. If you're not hitting sufficient sets and reps, then it does become pointless. But if you're training 5 times a week, for instance, and you're going chest, back, legs, shoulders, arms, a much more efficient way to do it might be a push-pull legs upper lower. So then push being chest, shoulders, triceps, pull being rear delts, back, biceps, legs, upper lower. Each muscle group is getting hit twice per week. If you're training 60, 75 minutes, you're going to be hitting enough sets and reps. Obviously, if your training is nice and efficient, then you're going to have maximum growth. Okay, so that's number 2, making sure we're training each muscle group at least twice per week. Number 3 is going to be intensity of training. Now, walking through the front door of the gym arguably is the hardest bit to do, right? But if you're just walking in, hitting cruise control, there's not really any fucking point. You need to be going to your workouts with intention and intent to work hard, and basically don't be a pussy. If you're going to the gym, go with intent, go with intensity, train hard, and chase personal bests. Not only are you compounding wins, so it's motivating to see your progressive lifts going higher and higher and higher, or repetitions going higher, or you feeling more confident, you feeling stronger, more content within the gym environment. Not only is that motivating, but it's also a huge sign of your progress. If you haven't hit a personal best, you're not getting stronger in the gym, the likelihood is you've hit a plateau. So having intensity to your training, ensuring that you are progressively getting stronger and therefore progressively growing muscle tissue, is super important to have. So make sure you're going there with intensity and intent. Number 4 is going to be fueling your workouts. What you don't want to do is just kind of have shit nutrition, shit hydration, go to the gym, feel like shit, and not be able to pull any potential out of physique. Because we've all had those workouts where you go, you just don't feel up to it. You just go in, you feel tired, you just jump on a couple of machines and you fuck off. I get it, I've had those sessions as well, but you want to almost set yourself up for predictable success. So if you're having the right nutrition, you may be having a more carb and protein based meal 2-3 hours before training, allowing those carbs to digest, glycogen, having extra energy for the workout, and then maybe a snack 60 or so minutes before, maybe a banana or something, just as an example. Then when you get to that workout, you're going to have maximum energy. Or even if you're being strategic with your caffeine, if you're having maybe a pre-workout half an hour before you train, maybe a coffee, it's kind of shown in studies to improve performance by up to 1%. You have an extra 1% every single workout. Those 1% add up. If you have an extra 10, 15, maybe 20% through really good nutrition prior to working out and great hydration, 31% extra intensity of training, maybe good sleep being an extra 20%, that's 50% extra intensity of training, or fueled workouts. How much more progress could you reckon you can make right now? Think to yourself right for a second. How much extra progress do you think you can make if every time you go to the gym, you feel 50% better, 50% more fueled, 50% more energy? How much more progress do you think that you'll pull out of that workout? All of these little things, they add up. Sleep, hydration, good nutrition, caffeine. You can strategically plan all this. Your workout's gonna be so much more efficient and you'll hit the accelerator so much faster, okay? Number 5 is gonna be tracking your lifts, okay? Don't kind of go to the gym and just wing it. If you're winging it and you're hoping for the best, you can almost guarantee that, you know, even if you do hit a plateau, you're probably not gonna make progress. If you do hit a plateau, you're looking back going, oh, I don't know where to go. I don't know why I've hit a plateau. You're tracking your progress, you've got the data. You can then lean on it and go, right, I've hit a plateau, but to be fair, my strengths haven't gone up at all. On nutrition, yeah, I've been off of my nutrition here, and here. Well, I haven't done this as well. Right, cool. This is where it needs to be changed. You then have some data to lean on. So same way if you have an accountant, right? And let's say your accountant's just winging your numbers. She don't look at the data, she don't look at the income, she just goes, oh, I reckon you're probably hitting about this much, so we'll just go this much as your target. Or this is your VAT return this month, and or this quarter. And you're thinking, right, how comes? If you looked at the data, oh no, I didn't look at any numbers. I just thought, yeah, it would be around this number. So why don't we file that as your tax return and your VAT return? Instead of to fuck off. It's the same thing with your training. If you're tracking your data, you can then make the most predictable changes and therefore make predictable success. So you want to be getting stronger in the gym. You're going to be logging your workouts. You're going to be making sure you're progressively increasing. Because when we look at, you know, partially wanting to train to failure with a lot of our exercises, are we now getting stronger? Whatever it may be, we need to be able to track our lifts so we're not only getting predictable success, but we're also stacking the wins. There are 5 tips that you need to have to hit the accelerator on your gym progress. So I hope you found that YouTube video useful. If you did, send it across to a friend. If you're sharing it anywhere, make sure you tag me and hit subscribe so you don't miss the future videos coming every week, where I'll drop knowledge bombs to help you gain extra progress within your body transformation.